The Cubist movement challenged age-old artistic styles and rejected conventional ideas. These artists wanted to revitalize art and make it more in line with the modern age. The Cubist movement reached its creative peak between 1907 and 1914. At the turn of the 20th century, artists found themselves in a fast-paced and ever-changing modern world. Technological advances, political changes, and dramatic structures within social circles were all happening at the same time. Photography was increasingly being used for portraiture and to document everyday events. The leading artists of the day, Pablo Picasso and Georges, felt that a new artistic style was needed to connect with the modern audience and to reflect the struggles of modern life. Inspired by post-impressionist Paul Cézanne, Cubist artists deviated from the 3D perspective that had been the norm in art since the Renaissance. They instead painted two-dimensional figures from multiple perspectives to convey a sense of totality in a uniquely modern way. The movement got its name from a French critic when, upon viewing Barrac's 1908 landscape paintings, commented on the liberal use of cubes. Cubists had a new approach to painting time, volume, mass, and space. Instead of attempting to duplicate images, Cubists attempted to distill the essence of their subjects with abstract forms. For example, instead of painting a breakfast table as a three-dimensional flat surface topped with realistic dishes, Juan Gris's Breakfast depicts a fragmented table, complete with fragmented multicolored dishes, with wallpaper spilling onto both. This invites viewers to contemplate not the beauty or the reality of the scene, but the essence and the feeling of a breakfast table set with dishes. Common characteristics seen in Cubist paintings and sculptures are the liberal use of geometric forms, distorted and fragmented objects, and multiple perspectives of the same scene. Frontal, profile, and composite or stacked. Paintings in particular were distinguished by their two-dimensional flatness. These same ideas influenced early 20th century literature and shaped the styles of authors such as Gertrude Stein, William Faulkner, and Guillaume d'Apollinaire. Modernist literature drew inspiration from the multiple perspectives and disjoint figures of Cubist paintings, applying similar ideas to their stories through the use of repetition, abstract language, and multiple narrators. Many Cubist paintings feature musical instruments and sheet music, highlighting the significance of music in these artists' lives. Igor Stravinsky's music mirrored the innovations of visual Cubist art with its chaotic ragtime rhythm. In 1913, when America's first modern art show was held at the 69th Regiment Armory on East 26th Street, the public was scandalized, surprised, curious, shocked, and interested in equal parts. One of the pieces displayed at this show was compared by former President Roosevelt to a Navajo rug in his bathroom. This piece, Duchamp's nude descending a staircase, was already in the eye of a storm, as it had already received scathing criticism from other Cubist artists. Pablo Picasso was one of the most influential Cubist painters and is often credited for inventing the Cubist style. La Demoiselle d'Avignon was one of the major works to inspire the movement. If you look closely at this painting, you'll see that the women's faces look like abstract African masks. In fact, Picasso was heavily influenced by masks from sub-Saharan Africa, and his work took on a primitivist character. Primitivism was an idea that non-Western people were closer to nature and more sensual. Another influential Cubist painter was Forlorn Léger, whose abstract figures are particularly colorful. His 1919 painting, The City, foreshadows futurist art with its stress on the relationship between man and machine and the harshness of the modern metropolis. Cubism was a radical departure from the art of the past and received its share of scathing criticism. The majority of the public simply did not understand what all the fuss was about. But no matter how controversial this artistic movement was, no matter how many people criticized it, Cubist art has established itself firmly. The innovative perspectives, the completely different techniques, and the stunning outputs that resulted ensure that Cubism became part of our artistic heritage, inspiring such outgrowths as Futurism, Constructivism, Dada, Surrealism. Cubism was the most influential art movement of the 20th century.